Welcome to Aging in Place Strategies and Answers with Linda Prio. Will it be possible to remain in my home as I age? Do I feel safe in my home? How do I figure out how much support I will need when my health needs start to change? What if I decide to move into a community instead? Which community will meet my needs now and in the future? Who will play a role in helping me with decision making? Do you ask yourself these same questions? Aging in Place Strategies and Answers can help you gain practical knowledge that will help you create your own Aging in Place roadmap. If you are already a care partner, a power of attorney, or in crisis mode with your Aging in Place strategy, you will learn what you need to know that you don't know. For over 20 years, I have been marketing Aging in Place services to clients and educating families and healthcare professionals in how to put aging in place strategies into place. When you utilize aging in place, you are allowed to choose where you want to live and make those decisions so that you can retain your quality of life. Welcome back to Aging in Place Strategies and Answers. I was invited to do an interview with Mike Thomas of KWRE Radio, and I joined Jerry Grossman, who is the president of Senior Services Resources. And we spent our time talking to radio listeners about senior care. And I hope you enjoy part 2 of this interview. It was live and uncut, and so you're hearing it as it happened. Pick up some tips, learn a few things. You might need these things as your health care needs change, or as you help someone navigate healthcare as their healthcare needs change. Now, a word from our sponsor.
My husband and I had previous experience with his mother residing in a large-scale community, and I was determined to find a different solution for my mother. At Family Partners Home, my mother receives personal care from a team of professionals.
That's a quote from one of our Family Partners Home clients who receives care in one of our residential homes for those with dementia. For more information about Family Partners Home, our phone number is 314-686-4468 or online at familypartnershome.com.
Thank you, Family Partners Home, for being a sponsor of Aging in Place Strategies and Answers podcast.
Available to you. And I have a podcast. It's called Aging in Place Strategies and Answers. And on that podcast, I am educating on lots and lots and lots of things that seniors need to be aware of so that they can age well.
Well, one of the, lack of a better term, catchphrases in today's aging population is dementia, Alzheimer's, things of that nature. We've got a new group that just formed here in Warren County dealing with a support group for this type of thing.
Yes.
You guys kind of delve into the dementia area and talk a little bit about the GUIDE program, if you would, please.
Yes, absolutely. So I feel like I've got really good news for you today, and we are thrilled about this program. And so listen up, take some notes, and then we'll give you the opportunity to either call in or to reach out to me directly. But Medicare has realized that those with dementia and their care partners are really at a loss for what to do next. So frequently, and I will validate this, if I don't know what to do next with my loved one and they seem to be out of sorts or suffering or something's going on with the health, I'm going to the emergency room. And so using the emergency room for unneeded, not really emergent care is really costly. It's costly to the care the care partner and the person with dementia, but it's also costly on our Medicare system. So this program was established by Medicare, and they chose providers that were medical providers and those who also served folks with dementia, like the Alzheimer's Association, to become providers under the GUIDE program. So to be clear, Continuum was contacted by Empower Me Wellness, who is a big Medicare provider in multiple states. But part of this program is respite services, and that's what I'm really excited about. So I'll explain that in a minute. I just wanted to share that we're partnered with Empower Me for respite services. So to be a part of the GUIDE program, it would be important that you would have traditional Medicare. It would be important that you are not living in a long-term care community, on hospice, or utilizing a PACE program. And the reason why that is because a hospice, a PACE program, and long-term care are already multidisciplinary entities. And so a person utilizing those benefits is surrounded by people who can help them navigate care. But when it comes to dementia, this is the problem, is that there isn't this support system. So Medicare said, we're going to choose providers. Part of this is going to be initial assessments. So it's a visit in the home, not only to assess the person with dementia to see where they are in their journey, but also to see where the caregiver is in this picture, because many times we find, as Jerry has already said, that caregivers are really suffering. Okay, so those assessments are done right away, and then a care plan is established. And then this program allows for personalized check-in phone calls, where the care navigator will call and say, how are things going? How did things go last month? Oh, we're sailing through. Thanks for calling. Everything's golden. No problems. Or, well, the wheels fell off the bus last week. We were in the emergency room twice. He still doesn't look like he's well. I can't get into my doctor. They think he needs to be seen by a specialist. I just don't know what to do. And so the care navigator with a very calm voice and say, I understand what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I want you to know that in this GUIDE program, you have 24/7 access to 125 plus specialty providers, plus a telehealth opportunity. Would that be helpful to you? Let me make that connection for you. And then they're called immediately. Okay? Maybe we call and the care partner lets us know that the health is stable, but now their loved one is sundowning and they don't know what to do about that. Or maybe their loved one left the house, and the care navigator can then provide extra training and resources to help them with that particular item. And because part of this program is for those with dementia so that they have a better experience, the other part of the program is for the caregiver so they can get a break. And so in this program, and this is where Continuum came in, is that now we have providers across the country for GUIDE that can provide respite services, whether that's in the home, whether that's in independent living. They might even live in an assisted living, but their care partner wants to go on vacation, but they know they need somebody to see their loved one a couple of times where they're out of town. So $2,500 of respite care services annually is going to be provided by Medicare. So it could be one-on-one care. It could also be care in the adult day program, which specializes in dementia. So that's super cool. And so wonderful. Those programs are just wonderful. So this is a huge opportunity for those with dementia and their care partners to feel the multidisciplinary support that they need to be successful. So my humble opinion is that I feel like people are going to get into the resources they need sooner.
Well, it sounds like it. And again, it's nice that Medicare is recognizing this as being an issue too.
Yes.
Because
It's about time.
well,
Yes.
yeah, and we hear more and more about dementia and all the different forms. Like I
Right.
said, and there's so many. The thing is with this, it can run on so long. I mean,
Yes.
you talk to people that have been dealing with dementia for 20 plus years in some cases.
Yes.
You know, there are a lot of illnesses that Medicare pays for. We all know that. Why didn't they pay for Medicare from Jump Street? Why didn't they help with it? That's what I want to know. Did they? This is not an illness.
I mean, I don't have that answer
I
for
know,
you, but
It just came to me. Okay, you can have cancer. You can have this. You can have heart disease. Medicare pays for it. God bless them. It's great. And if you got a supplement, whatever Medicare doesn't pay for, your supplement does. If you have an advantage, your advantage takes care of most of it. Why didn't they say, wait a minute, here's an illness, Alzheimer's, here's an illness, dementia, and we'll have to help people get through that, help them be taken care of.
yes, but it's costing the system so much money that they feel that this is the best way to solve
You
it.
just answered the question. That's why Medicare hasn't done anything until now about it,
Well,
because of the cost.
yeah, and of course, we think about the other Medicare covered services like hospice or even medical home health. But when you have dementia, you can't remember how to do your therapy exercises. So that probably is not going to be a solution. You have to show that you're improving in order to stay on therapy services.
Right.
If you're on hospice and you have dementia and hospice steps in, which they do, and they do an amazing job, and all of a sudden you're off all your meds, and all of a sudden the clouds have parted, you can see the sunshine, and you're stable again, you will get to graduate from hospice. So then now what do?
Hallelujah.
You lost that whole big support system. So this is a 10-year program. Others are going to be joining the program. I think in July, more providers are going to be coming online. But this is a nationwide program. So if you know somebody who has dementia, if you hear that somebody's struggling with what to do next, if you, it could be a colleague or it could be hitting you personally with someone you know. This is something to be shared, and because it's cross country now, and it's covered under Medicare. And I will say it's no cost. And the other thing that I think people are worried about, if I do this, are you going to take my other providers away?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Good statement.
No. This program is in addition to other Medicare services that you are using. So that 24/7 telehealth and access will communicate with your primary providers. Okay. Do you want us to handle it? Do you want to handle it? So there's lots of communication back and forth between those providers. But the goal really is, in my opinion, is to wrap around support services for the person with dementia and their care partner. And when they do that, then we can solve more problems at home rather than in an emergency room or even in the hospital. Because when folks with dementia go to the hospital, it's so frightening. And we send caregivers in because family can't be there 24/7.
And the other thing is too, what you're doing is, again, you're taking some of the pressure off of the other, because you talk to people, and that's caregivers for people with dementia will tell you that's one of the most impactful thing for them, because they're watching a loved one literally deteriorate before their eyes, and they may remember them one day. And I told this story when we had the dementia ribbon the other day. I know someone who came in and saw a loved one, and it was his father, and his father forgot who he was. He didn't come back until his dad died, because it wasn't because he was mad at his dad. It's because his feelings, he didn't know how to deal with it.
Correct.
And so if you're stepping in and helping, at least with this aspect of it, they can focus more on the quote-unquote fun part of dealing with this loved one in their last days.
Absolutely.
We're coming up on a break
Yep.
shortly. What I'd like to say is, folks, this gets convoluted. The discussion seems like it's over everybody's head. But the bottom line is, if you have a question, what's our number to call in, Mike?
It is 636-377-2300 or 877-259-7373. So,
Yeah, call in if you have a question. Even if you don't know how to form the question, start the question. We can answer it. But that's why having Linda here is a real blessing today.
Mm-hmm. And if it's too personal for you and you want to talk one-on-one, we'll give out phone numbers at the end of the program so you can contact these guys. So we'll take a short break and come back with more right after this.
Start the new year with confidence at United Bank of Union. With comprehensive online tools and friendly local staff, UBU is here to support you all through 2025 and beyond. Visit one of our 3 convenient locations or open an account online today at www.ubu.bank. Happy New Year from your friends at United Bank of Union. Member FDIC.
St. Ignatius of Loyola, Catholic school located in Marthasville, Missouri.
It's a small town with family values. The classes are small. The teacher-to-student ratio is as close as you're going to get one-on-one teaching. They're learning their core subjects, and also while learning that, they're learning about God.
Now enrolling pre-K through 8th grade. Enroll in February 2025 for $200 tuition credit. Call 636-932-4444. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Mango wants you to be safe when using natural gas in your home. If you smell rotten eggs or hear a hissing sound, clear out immediately. Go upwind and from a safe location, call 911. Preparation is the key in dealing with natural gas. It's best to have natural gas and carbon monoxide detectors in strategic places. Keep small children away from stoves, fire pits, and other sources of natural gas. For more safety tips, visit MoSafeGas.com. That's MoSafeGas.com. A message from Mango, the Missouri Association of Natural Gas Operators.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the Missouri way of life. We're for worrying less about the what-ifs and more about the why-nots. We're for checking off your bucket list and then making a new one. For starting a family, a business, a tradition. And if you find yourself starting over, we're here for that too. We're for building a life in Missouri and then going out and living it. And when it comes to making sure everything you've built is protected, we're for you. We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we've got Missouri covered for life.
Flynn Drilling Company provides emergency service for all your water well needs. Dependable and quality service you expect.
Welcome back to Livewire again at Senior Service Resources Day today, and we've got Linda here from the Continuum talking about what services they offer. The Continuum, a part of the Senior Service Resources Group, and we will give out phone numbers for you at the end of the program to let you know how to contact SSR or the Continuum directly if you want to. I did want to point out that we always talk about you are here to offer guidance.
Correct.
You're not going to tell people what to do. It's not up to you to make that final decision. You're here to lay the cards on the table and say, okay, you educate. You choose which cards you want to play.
Yes, that's what we do because, of course, Continuum is run by social workers and nurses, and so social workers have the highest ethics, required by licensure, but educated consent is what it is, because and I say this a lot, if you educate me, I will know what decision I need to make. Mm-hmm. If you're just, shoving numbers at me and haven't really answered my questions and told me your reasons why,
that's right.
Then I probably can't make an educated decision. And I want to feel comfortable with the decision I make, and I think that if a person is honest, I will know, I will be able to receive that information and then be able to move forward.
Is it difficult to get the individual you're caring for to understand why you're there? In other words, you're not... I can see where some people are very protective of their quote-unquote territory, and it's like,
yes.
And the kids may say, no, I want you there. But the individual you're caring for may say, well, this is my private space. You're invading it.
Yes, absolutely. It's very personal. And in those situations where someone is not going to be accepting care in the home, it would be a waste of everybody's time to send a caregiver into the home either to be yelled at or unappreciated, or in some instances when that person with a dementia is living alone, they won't even open the door.
Yeah.
So that's really a waste of everybody's time. Sometimes we can create a therapeutic fib. I go air quotes, therapeutic fib, meaning that this is ethical and that everybody has knowledge of what this is. So, for example, we had somebody who was attending the day program and loved it until she saw the invoice. And she said, I'm not going to that place anymore. So the daughter said, well, how about care at home? And I said, would your mother be accepting of that? She says, well, she doesn't think she needs care. And I said, that's going to have to be something that we navigate, but that's what we do as professionals. I said, you can think this through, but you might want to tell Julie, our client intake manager, not to mention price.
Yeah.
Or we could create a therapeutic fib. If she won't accept people in the home, maybe the greater good then is to create this therapeutic fib where we say, and everybody's on board, everybody at the day center, everybody in your family, whoever the care partners are, that we found funding under your insurance for this. And I know it's a fib, right? But the greater good is that they are now able to receive the care they need. And so there's buy-in. So that happens,
Right.
it just happens. So that's where that individualized and personalized assessments and knowing from 20 plus years of experience what's going to work and what's not going to work.
And I'm going to assume the cost varies based on the need.
Not so much, but that can be a factor. For example, if you're talking to somebody who needs, like I mentioned, a mechanical lift, maybe there's a feeding tube, they're actually asking for skilled care at home. Well, that's not just every caregiver. Like, I can't go into that picture. So it has to be a caregiver that has that skill set. And yes, we pay those caregivers with more skills.
Give that level of care.
Absolutely. As opposed to someone who just needs companionship and transportation and some light meal preparation and then, maybe some showers or something like that.
Right. But again,
But not that much more. You know what I mean?
And especially in today's world where mom and dad may live here, kids may live who knows where.
Yeah.
This is a level of comfort for the caregivers, even if they're long distance caregivers, to know that they have someone that understands and can get in there and do what maybe they can't get to do at least on a regular basis.
Yes.
I've had over the years, I've had clients where, and this always seems to fall on the daughter's shoulders. In my case, it fell on me. I don't mean to say fell on me, but when mom needed care, it came to me. When my mom's husband needed care, it came to me. It didn't go to the daughters, it came to me.
Well, you were the certified senior advisor, right?
No? It was that I was the son.
Oh, okay.
And
He was certified already.
It was my job to take care of them.
He was certifiable.
I have seen so many times where one of the girls, and in my case, like it would be if something happened with Debbie or I, and we weren't able to take care of each other completely, Lauren would step in. Lauren told me something 2 years ago, which literally made me cry. She said to me, if anything ever happens to you or mom, I will take care of you.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, the tears just came out just instantly because she would be there for us. And I see in a lot of families that there's a daughter that specifically this is the one who will do the caregiving. But a lot of times, like you just said, they live miles and miles and miles away. Well, you know what? If someone is willing to take care of all the issues, the bills, the talking to the doctors, the planning for people to be there and to help to assist, if there's a daughter that lives far away and is going to take care of all of that, you know what? That's where somebody like Linda's group, somebody like an in-home care company that can come in, show kindness, and I mean, I I've met a few people that didn't belong in the industry, but I've met many more people that are in the industry. They're kind, they're decent, they're honest,
Yes.
they listen, they care, they have empathy. Well, you know what? Those people can help take care of mom or dad, and then let that daughter or let that child that's going to take care of all the bills, all the things that need to be, the setting up of help, anything that needs to be done. Let that person do what they do well, and then let a group like Linda's take care of mom or dad. Mm-hmm. It can work.
Yes.
I've seen it over and over and over again.
And
it can work.
And I'll give you something from my own playbook, is that my mother moved into my home after several hospitalizations, and I could see that things were changing, and I knew that I could give her the best opportunity to get well with individualized care. But I needed to keep working.
You needed help.
And
let's see, that name is Continuum.
And I had 3 children. Yeah, I had 3 children, and so I thought, I can do this. It's just my mom. You know, one older person versus 3 children. Well, I'm here to tell you. Day 2, I was ready to go down hard. I'm like, what just happened to me here? But I did know that I needed to keep working. So Continuum came in and took care of my mom Monday through Friday. They came in at 9 to 2. My mom had 2 hours maybe by herself. We would hit the door. My responsibility the rest of the evening through the next morning. But I was talking to the girls here at KWRE, and I said, I started this discipline a long time ago, is that I had to figure out how to take care of me.
That's right.
And so my alarm I set my alarm for 5:30. Nobody needs me. There is nobody who needs me at 5:30 in the morning. So that's my time. I set my alarm. When my alarm goes off, I get up, like it or not. I put my shoes on and my workout clothes, and then I go out for a walk. I've taken care of myself. I'm able to get ahead of my mom's needs before she gets up. Caregivers are coming in. And yes, sometimes they didn't show up. But again, hello, Continuum, how are you going to solve this? And so we don't always get the opportunity to take FMLA. We don't get the opportunity to always leave our jobs. And so, yes, it's great to know that these solutions exist, because it is hard work. It is very hard. I cannot share that any more emphatically, but I see the guys nodding the heads. Yes, this is hard.
If you need resources in your area, then I would suggest that you look for networking groups like Senior Services Resources in your area, who can refer and recommend tried and true partners who might offer a variety of options in senior care. Thanks for listening today. Thank you for joining me today. Please remember that this podcast is intended as education and not advice. Don't forget to share this podcast with family, friends, or colleagues who want to learn how to age in place, but also share this with those who find themselves in crisis mode. Please go to my website, seniorsupportstrategies.com, for more information. When you subscribe to Aging in Place Strategies and Answers, you gain access to premium content and professional tips on creating your own Aging in Place roadmap. As always, I value the time you spend with me.